guys, welcome back to Scott Family Homestead. I'm Christine and I'm so happy you are here. Today we're going to talk about roasting pumpkins. So you can put this into your fall or winter baked goods or puree it and put it into your freezer. So I've got right here a winter luxury pie pumpkin. This is my favorite pumpkin to grow and eat. Another one that we're trying out this year is the Long Island cheese pumpkin. And I'm very excited to try this one, but we're going to do that at another date. Today's plan is to go ahead and roast this big guy up, save the seeds from it, and puree the pumpkin to be used for our Thanksgiving meal. Pumpkins are really easy to grow. You can throw a couple seeds in your compost pile and get these luscious vines, or you can plant them in a designated spot in your garden. But they're such a fun thing to grow and the kids love it. It's not recommended to can squash puree or pumpkin. You can cube these up and can it that way, but I find this is one of those projects. It's just the most simple route to use it fresh or put it into your freezer. Both of these varieties of pie pumpkins will stay fresh for a long time if you have a nice, cool, dark place to keep them. I am going to actually use this for our holiday baking. I'm going to get some pumpkin bread going, and also we are going to have pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving, and it's going to come straight from the garden. So let me show you my process for roasting a pumpkin. It's really simple. So first things first, you're going to wash your pumpkin just in case there's any kind of bacteria or dirt on the outside of it. So I got this all cleaned up. It's easiest just to do it in the sink. And then we're going to cut this stem off. This is a very thick pumpkin, I can tell already. Interested to see the inside of this. It's difficult to cut. Alright. So now this part, you can save the seeds from it, otherwise this is going to go to my chickens. The next step is just to take your pumpkin and you're going to cut it in half. So we're going to go right down. Okay, now you're going to have your two halves. Look at how much pumpkin we're going to get out of this. That's a good one. This part right here has a little connection on the bottom, so you're going to want to cut through that. And then we're going to take a spoon and scoop the rest of this out. And definitely save these seeds. That's just free food for next year. Some people use pumpkin seeds as a dewormer for their animals. I've heard a lot of debate about that just recently. Some people really swear by it, and other people say it's not quite enough to deworm your animals. But if you've got the seeds and you're not going to save them or cook them up, go ahead and give them to your animals, because whether or not it's a dewormer, they're going to love it. While I do this, I'm going to turn my oven on at 400 degrees. So just trying to get as much of the stringiness out of there as possible. This is all set, and I'm going to do the other half. It's got a really good amount of seeds in it. So we will be saving those. You want to take your fruits that have the best genetics. So things that grew nice and large, ones that produce more seeds and have lots of flesh to them. Those are going to be excellent genetics to plant next year. Two clean pumpkin halves, and we are going to put these on a tray, a cookie sheet or a baking pan. You're going to want to line it with something, parchment paper, or I'm going to use foil. So you are going to place these down just like this. And that is it. This is how you're going to load it into your oven. This one's a large one. I'm going to start with a half hour at 400 degrees. You might be able to get by with 20 minutes if you've got a smaller pumpkin, but this one's going to take a little while, so I'm going to separate them as much as I can. What we're looking for is something soft enough that we can just puncture this with a knife very easily, and they'll kind of start to look deflated. So that's what we're going to be watching for. I'll check back in when we got this all finished. Now for the seeds. We're going to run water over these and pull out the biggest, best looking seeds that we can. This is more seeds than we could possibly plant next year. We want the biggest ones because they're more likely to germinate. So I'm going to go rinse this underwater, pull it a bunch of the seeds and bring them back here. Okay, so I've got my seeds. They are rinsed. We'll take them and lay them out on these napkins or on a paper towel. And just spread them out so they're not overlapping. Just keep the best ones that you can find, the biggest ones. I'll then let them sit in a dark, cool spot for about a week until I package them up into a seed envelope. And this will be more than enough seeds for our pumpkins next year. These are very easy seeds to save. Takes nothing more than a rinse and a nice spot to dry. Okay, you'll see that this is nice and soft. It actually took about an hour. I'm gonna let this cool now, and then we'll work on removing all of the puree from the skin. Okay, our pumpkin is cooked and cooling. You can see it's got kind of this caramelized look to it. It's very soft. I'm going to use my Ninja blender, but you can use a food processor or even just a potato masher. But first we're going to scoop all of this out of here. It will come off of the skin very easily. You can see it's nice and soft. So you can scrape this fairly close and get a lot of pumpkin. You can get it right down to the skin, so there's almost nothing left of this. So I've got a little over 6 cups so far and a little bit more to go. I'm going to empty this out into a deli container. And continue through the last of this. Okay, so between the two, I've got another 4 cups here. So I have 8 cups total of pumpkin puree from 1 pie pumpkin. So quit buying the canned pumpkin because you can grow this and roast it so easy. You also get your pumpkin seeds. If you enjoy seeing the homesteading and cooking and gardening content, make sure that you are subscribed. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and we hope to see you there. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.